Hey, Win.
Hi, Zane.
Hey, Régine.
Hello.
How are you guys?
We're great.
Good.
Thanks for coming through to Maida Vale Studios. It's so great to have, Arcade Fire here again to record music.
Thanks for guest vocalizing.
I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me.
Wasn't?
I blacked out. I don't know what happened.
You were pretty hammered at the time.
I was saying in your sort of dressing room green area that you get to a point where you become so in command of your craft that you can then lose complete control of your craft in a weird way. And we're hearing you do Normal Person before. It felt like, you were flying off into outer space at times and it feels fun.
Yeah.
Are you having as much fun, like the most fun you've ever had? Pretty
much. I mean, all the shows you've been doing, 90% new material, and no one's begging us for wake up at the end. It's been really, really great vibe, and it's been really exciting just to make body music and get people moving. And
body music, I like that.
Yeah.
Was that a term that you guys were throwing around when you were making
that's a technical term.
It is?
Head music, body music.
Body music. Well, you've made some head music in the past. You've made people think.
Made some heady body music.
Yeah, no, just heady living to body music. Régine, let's talk about the traveling that went into it. I know that, you went to Haiti and you did some recording in Jamaica, and to go to these kind of places where music is so alive and so beautiful out there as well. How was that?
Oh, I was really happy to bring the guys to Haiti and also Jamaica. I like it there.
I mean, Régine grew up listening to a lot of Haitian music, and even a song like Power Out, which is on our first record, has got, at its base, it's kind of a Haitian rhythm underneath it. So that's been a really cool one to play live now, because it brings out what was already under the surface of some of the songs. But yeah, I mean,
you've been on this path. You feel like you've been on this path from the start because of where you grew up and kind of what has been motivating
100%. I'm so happy because now we have a Haitian percussionist with us, and all old songs that we wrote, like the beat from Power Out. Like I made that beat that it was supposed to be very much more alive, and with the congas now it's kind of perfect. Well, it's kind of like what I always intended it to be.
Yeah,
it kind of feels a little bit like when we went back to we recorded No Cars Go for Neon Bible, because we'd recorded it earlier and it felt like it hadn't recorded how we meant to do it, and it feels like Power Out Live is kind of like that, where it sounds.
That's what it was supposed to be.
How it's always supposed to sound, which is a good thing when you've been playing a song for 10 years.
And also the song, Haiti.
But there's so much groove on the record, and that's the thing is there's a lot of freedom on the record as well. I mean, it's really brilliantly put together by you guys and James Murphy and the people that you collaborated with, the extra musicians that you brought into play, and it all just works beautifully. But there's a lot of space to the record, and the way that it feels. It doesn't feel like. It doesn't feel oppressive or dense in any way.
Well, yeah, I mean, the second disc is pretty spacious. Like it really, we wanted to make that second disc something that you could kind of get lost on the tube or on the subway and kind of stare out the window and I mean, a record that I lived a lot with.
Not a lot in the tube. I got to be honest with you. When you stare out the window of the tube in London, you ain't going to see a lot.
Yeah, well,
look at some brick walls.
Yeah, some brick walls. Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Overground train.
The bus, the double-decker bus.
Nice amendment.
The airplane.
Nice amendment. I love the way you've done
however you want to travel.
The 2-disc thing though as well, and digital. It's like cheeky subversion. Going in there and saying, "Well, I know you guys can download in whatever order you want, but we would like you to look at it this way."
It's funny, though, the biggest criticism has been that it's too long, which is like, just make a shorter playlist.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2013.
Do you know what I mean? Surely
we gave you lots of great songs. Make it shorter if you want to go for a jog.
And actually, when we were speaking before the record came out...
I promise none of it's crap, though. Even if it feels too long, it's just because I don't think people are in the habit of listening to longer records anymore.
They're not ready for it.
Yeah, they'll get there.
They'll get there. When we spoke before...
I was reading a pretty good Guardian review of Kid A the other day that made me feel better.
Yeah, what was it saying?
1.5 out of 5.
Did it?
The most pretentious thing that anyone's ever done. So I was like, okay, that's cool, because I thought it was pretty good when it came out.
When you finished the whole idea of touring the suburbs and you could sort of say, okay, with that era of Arcade Fire, we've done that and we've achieved that with that record. Did you feel like you were ready to make a break in a way? Because those albums do kind of feel like, to me as a listener, like a bit of a trilogy in a sense.
Yeah, I think that they are. Like there's a lot lyrically relating Funeral and Neon Bible and Suburbs, and Reflector feels like a bit of a different path. But I guess in a way, lyrically, we're always kind of coming back to the same ground.
I think it's kind of, I see links.
Extension?
With Neon Bible and with.
I mean, Ocean of Noise has a very calypso kind of vibe. I mean, there's definitely some of that feel in there.
I feel like, it's always like an extension of the start.
Certainly, I think if you were to observe things from a distance, when you started to come out with the record and have some fun, the way that people knew you were back with the stencils and showing up to the parties, and everyone's got to dress up, and we're going to dress up, and we're in a limo, and surprise, not that stage, the stage, and it was very cheeky and fun and wicked, and that certainly felt different, because I know that, it felt like as a band, Arcade Fire, you were on this march through those first 3 records, and then it's like, we can loosen up a little bit.
Well, I think it's all serving the songs, I mean, the clothes we wear, how we, like, the first thing is the songs, and then the kind of artistic side of it is influenced by what the songs kind of tell you. So, but we've always had a lot of fun, been really energetic on stage. I think that we've kind of gotten more to grips of how to present ourselves in photographs, and I feel like, on Funeral we ended up just getting shoved in a lot of photographs with us in our suits that kind of projected an image of us
as a moody band or whatever. I
mean, we're as moody as anyone, but we're super funny group of people, and we've kind of started to understand a little bit more how that kind of stuff works, of how you can put something in the world and try to present yourself the way you want to be presented and not just be at the whims of whoever is taking your picture.
You can be imaginative with it too, and there's a freedom to that too, and in a way it frees you up to do whatever you want. Once you actually say to people, well, we can surprise you, we can have fun with this, do you know what I mean? We've always been this way, now you know who we are.
Well, it's like a movie director. It's like, if you look at like the Coen brothers, or who are kind of my favorite modern directors, you'll have like Raising Arizona, which is like really wacky comedy, and then what's the one with Javier Bardem? No Country for Old Men, which is like no music, super dark, bleak. And with a director, you never bat an eyelash, that you can kind of go to these really different extremes and different feelings.
You took a real risk with a relative unknown in the producer's chair this time around. I mean, to work with someone like James Murphy, who no one's even heard of, no one really cares about, done very little with his life creatively, just one failure after another.
I know, just a monitor guy, I
mean, you took a real risk on him, and I mean, obviously, people thought you were crazy. How did it work out for you?
Well, we wish him the best. I hope that the whole...
You won't be working together again?
I hope the whole people paying you to play records thing works out for him. No, it was a total joy to work with James, and it feels like we're kind of in the middle of a project. I'm sure we'll work with him again. It was really positive, and I mean, going into it, we knew it was going to be this funny echo chamber, because in a way, our two bands kind of, he and our band mean really specific things to people, and so we knew there was going to be a lot of James made us play cowbell kind of assumptions. But we kind of...
That's a T-shirt, isn't it, for sure? Can you someone please print that James made us play cowbell?
Yeah. My T-shirt idea was to have a zoom in on the penis of the album cover artwork with the Starbucks coffee sizes on it.
That's pretty good. So, you guys have had fun with the Reflector thing. You've gone out there, and now obviously people are going to go, well, we want to see, Arcade Fire as a touring entity, and there's tours to be done and there's shows to be done. You've always toured long and hard as a band, and now obviously you've got family. Yeah. Congratulations for that as well, which of course is the most amazing experience of all time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You're in a position where you're fortunate, you've had enough success where you can apply that in an appropriate way, and not everything one doesn't sacrifice the other, Yeah. But has it changed the way you think about touring this album, and will you approach it differently?
I mean, we've always toured a lot, but we've always been pretty sensible. I feel like a lot of bands make a big deal of like, we're taking a hiatus, when it's really just they take 6 months off.
I hate that too. Bands, if you're listening, never make any announcement to anyone about anything.
It's super normal. It's like you tour, you take a break, you get inspired again. I mean, I was actually really inspired. We did some work with Terrence Malick, who's always been a big hero of mine, and he was saying he made his first film.
This is for his film?
For his film. Well, I mean, they filmed some stuff for one of his movies in the backstage of our show. And he made his first film, and it was successful, and they gave him all this money, and they're like, okay, make another one. And he was like, actually, I have no idea what I want to make a movie about. So he's waited 10 years till he had an idea, and he made that movie. But currently he's making like 6 movies at the same time, so it depends. You're kind of like, it depends on inspiration. And I think that being in a band with family members and friends you've been close with for that long, and everyone starts to have kids, and I think it kind of just reinforces the kind of, this is our life. We want every aspect of it to feel like a life. And in that way, like when we're playing a show for people, we're there because we want to be there, and we're not like doing it to get paid, because
no trouble,
we don't really care about that, to be honest. If we're going to be playing for people, we want to be there.
Yeah, I mean, you're in an amazing position whereby, if I can speak frankly, you can do both.
Yeah.
It's been great to see you.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for the music today. It's
Keep working on the old vocal chops.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up with you in the
You
time.
have excellent mic technique, by the way.
You told me to back off that mic, actually. You know, what started out was supposed to be spontaneous.
He sings
fine.
about 4 times as loud as me, just with the record.
It's because I don't often get given a chance to sing in Arcade Fire. Excuse me for being overexcited.
It wasn't that you have excellent technique. Mine, I've never learned proper mic technique.
It's working out for you, okay. I just want
It's
to point that
working out for you fine, too.
You know, let's just stick to our respective backyards, and we'll borrow each other's sugar every now and then.
Yeah, every once in a while. If you need me to guest host.
I don't need you. That's cool. I'll call you.
Just call me.
I'll call you.
It's cool.